Hi everyone and welcome to yesterday's Drama Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Let's get right to it. At the Metro Court, Diane wants Lulu and Dante to kind of sit back and just watch what happens. Don't engage with Valentin. Nora tells Valentin that he and Nina need to be a united front. And Valentin tells Nora about his pseudo-ultimatum. And Nora says that that's never a good sign, especially for a marriage. And Valentin thinks it's best that Nina doesn't come because she's impulsive. And if this is how she's feeling now, then better she's not there. Nora figures she can spin it that Nina's like a high-power businesswoman who is being a good role model and providing for her family. Sure, go with that. At Crimson, Laura has a proposition for Nina. She empathizes with her on a personal level and wants to make a deal. Laura says it would be a shame to lose Nina from Charlotte's life, which I agree with that too. Nina's had a great influence on Charlotte. And she knows about the problems between her and Valentin. Laura knows the Cassidines, and she's beginning, right now Nina is probably beginning to question how much she knows about Valentin. And she's really, hitting the nail on the head. And I think Nina knows that. Nina says Valentin didn't grow up with the Cassidines, so he's different. And Laura says, but he wanted to, and now he's the heir. So he basically is. He's a Cassidine. And they weaponize half-truths. And has she been left in the dark about something? So Laura lays out two situations. Nina could wake up one day and not recognize who she's married to and leave Valentin, but then she'd never see Charlotte again. But Laura would work with Lulu and Dante to ensure that Nina has a continued role in Charlotte's life. And Nina asks, well, what do I have to do in return? So Laura wants Nina to testify her marriage is a sham, and Nina's like, no, it's real. And Laura pushes the issue. What about after Valentin gets Charlotte and doesn't need Nina anymore? She feels Laura's manipulating her, and Laura's like, yeah, you know what, I am, but I'm trying to help my daughter raise her daughter, and I haven't lied to you. I've been up front, which counts for a lot. So Laura says Nina is in control right here. She's really playing to, she knows how to talk to Nina. And Nina can be dutiful or tell the truth and keep Charlotte in her life. And I'm sure Lulu wouldn't have a problem with Nina being in Charlotte's life if Nina wasn't trying to replace Lulu. Because Nina does have she's Maxie's sister-in-law, and Maxie's basically going to be an aunt to Charlotte. So, she is in the inner circle, and that's what she needs to realize. And Laura says that for Charlotte's sake, she hopes she'll see her in the courtroom. And Nina looks at the picture Charlotte drew after Laura leaves. At Drama Hospital, what are you doing? Jordan and company are here for Julian. Julian tells Anna LIV wants Drama Hospital, and then he goes unconscious. And Andre and Jordan and company come in. And she promises they'll get to the bottom of this. And Anna says Julian said LIV is in the hospital. Well, Olivia. So Julian says that Gray botched it. He says what Olivia had him do brokered the deal for General Hospital. And he says that she wants what's underneath it. Anna doesn't understand, and Andre's going to access LIV's psych files. So Anna wants to join the search. Andre doesn't think that's a good idea, even though she's the most qualified. And after Jordan finds out that she's on blood thinners, she won't sign off. And Anna's like, yeah, but I don't listen. I don't answer to you, so it's okay. And Anna calls Robin again. She wants her to stay at the house, and she's sending an officer over. Also at the hospital, Alexis asks Lucas about Sam. Then they talk about LIV a little bit, and Valerie finds them and needs them to come with her. Valerie brings Alexis and Lucas to the floor Anna's on. Anna comes over and explains Julian was attacked. Alexis goes to see Julian. Anna says something about under the hospital, and Lucas tells her about the Cassidine lab Tony told him about. So Alexis wants to talk with Julian. She questions him about LIV and mentions how her granddaughter was born in the cold, and Julian's really just focused on the fact that Sam had the baby. Andre shows Jordan Olivia's record. She was in Fir Cliff because her other brother tried to kill her, and she was in a coma and reverted to a childlike state. Basically, the mind retreats and creates this fantasy world. Sound familiar? And Valerie tells Jordan that Griffin Monroe is missing, and he's Duke Lavery's son. So, alarm bells, alarm bells, alarm bells. In court, Allante arrives. The social worker report is apparently really, really good. Valentin and Nora arrive, and Nora tells Valentin not to take Diane's bait when she inevitably throws it out there. Laura comes in a little later. The judge is ready to begin. Lulu has a very strong opening, focuses on honest feelings and love, and, to please give her a chance to be her mother, someone Charlotte deserves to know. Like, how can you fight with that? Like, she didn't put anything out there that was, like, antagonizing or anything. It was all about her and Charlotte, and giving Charlotte a chance to know her, not like, So Valentin also gives an opening statement that, he was there for the first years of Charlotte's life, which I feel like is contradictory to what Lulu said about her not being there for the first few years of Charlotte's life, because, like, he had the opportunity. He could have looped Lulu in right in the beginning. And he's the one constant in her life, and he thinks Lulu is attached to the idea of Charlotte, and, she doesn't know her, and, like, yeah, that's Lulu's point. She doesn't know her, and she wants to get to know her. Like, you're not making the case I think you think you're making, Valentin. And I feel like he's kind of making a case for, at very least, shared custody, which Lulu offered, like, a few weeks ago, after, denying it. But, his offer in the beginning. Anyway, and he says Charlotte's needs are more than, the two of them, like, their needs. And it's like, yeah, like, you're not saying anything that we didn't already know. And in the creepy basement in General Hospital, Griffin is strapped to a gurney, shirtless. Poor Griffin. Liv has it in her head that they'll spend the rest of their lives together, and she tells him they're in the cast iron lab at the hospital, and she mentions Robin. And then Griffin yells for her, but where is Robin, by the way? She's not there. Liv asks Griffin if Duke ever talked about her, and he says he never met him. And Anna told him everything he knows about Duke, but, like, that causes an outburst, and he's not really able to finish that sentence, because as soon as he mentions Anna, suddenly he doesn't want to hear it. Liv says Duke's soul is in the walls of this hospital, and Griffin's like, no, he's at rest. And she says she hears Duke cry out when he died, even though she was halfway across the world, and he wanted vengeance and justice. And I'm like, oh my god. And she says she needs to help Duke get a new life, and he needs a vessel to return to. And I'm like, oh my goodness, if this isn't a plotline for Supernatural, I don't know what is. Funnily enough, Matt Cohen, aka Griffin's, his character on Supernatural, was temporarily possessed by an angel, if I'm remembering it right, in, like, the flashbacks. So I feel like he was probably having flashbacks of, like, what show am I on again? So basically, leave Griffin alone and bring Duke back anyway. Hey. So she's disappointed in him. Don't know why. And she lights a candle and says when the flame goes out, it means Duke has returned. Oh, if only it were that easy. So she wants him to drink something. It's like a forgetfulness tea to cleanse the body, so, like, Duke's soul can come in and basically wipe him out so Duke can return. And meanwhile, I'm just sitting here like, I can't right now. I really can't. He won't drink it. She forces him to. Okay, so I know they're, like, not really related in real life, but Griffin, like, in profile looks a lot like young Duke, like, seriously. And also she, like, tries to, like, cut his chest open, because why not? So Anna's in the basement now. She has a flashlight in her gun. Griffin is passed out and has, like, a small incision, like, below the sternum. Yeah, sternum, I know words. And Liv is doing, like, this ritual, calling out to Duke, and then she hears noises thinking it's him, but it's Anna with her gun. And she sees that, she has Griffin, and he has, and then Olivia, like, goes and puts a knife up to Griffin's throat and tells Anna the spirit plan. So Anna winds up having to kick the gun over to protect Griffin, and Griffin makes a noise, and that gives Anna just enough time to fight with Liv. And Anna has a slight moment of lightheadedness while fighting and giving Liv a small upper hand, but it doesn't last long. And then they cut to flashbacks, like, during the fight, and it was, like, really, really cool, not gonna lie. So Anna's hand is bleeding. Liz had slashed her right across it, and with the blood thinners, that's not good. Not good at all. So now end scene. Diane brings up the assessment of the Spencer Falconeri home. And, oh, by the way, when Valentin was, like, making his points, he kept saying, like, Falconeri, like, totally kind of leaving out the Spencer part. I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, and Nora also has affidavits, and the judge is taking a recess to read all the documents. Diane thinks that they should focus on the documents and not go on the offensive right away. Nina comes in and Laura is happy to see her. Alexis thinks Julian had LIV be her sponsor, and Alexis doesn't want to hear anything he has to say, and she's going to go home, find the key to the safe deposit box, and throw it in the trash. Griffin wakes up and the candle is out. Ooh. Anna is hurt bad, and Griffin rips out of his restraints, and I'm like, oh, go Griffin. Jordan sees Lucas and he mentions the basement, and Julian says LIV has Anna. And LIV is about to shoot Anna when Griffin comes out, and he says he's Duke, and he's pretending, because he'd have to be pretending, right? Because we're in General Hospital, we're not in Supernatural. So, I mean, it's a really good plan, and I'm proud of him. He thinks quick on his feet. So that is it for yesterday's General Hospital recap. I can't wait to see today's, but it's only noon. But I feel like I've had such a day so far. But I will see you later today for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.